August is here, and along with it are 10 killer PS5 games that you need to check out. Hello everyone, it's Aidan here from Push Square, and I have rounded up 10 of the most exciting PS5 games arriving in August of 2025. But before we get into that, remember to subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation video content just like this. Okay, so let's kick things off with the return of the Mafia series. Mafia The Old Country is the first new entry in the series since Mafia 3 in 2016, if we're not including the remakes. But this is quite the departure. Now set in the early 1900s in Sicily, The Old Country is a much more focused experience, ditching the open world formula of the previous two games in the series. Now what you have instead is a linear, single-player adventure following Enzo Favara as he tries to make a name for himself within the family. Now on paper, I'm totally on board for everything that this game is putting down, but I am still holding out a wee bit of skepticism because I can't lie, the gameplay has not impressed me too much so far. It looks very PS3 era, which could be a good thing, don't get me wrong, I like those older style games sometimes, but I guess we'll find out when the game drops on PS5 August 8th. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 Enhanced is the former Xbox exclusive sequel that's making its way to PS5. On August 12th, you can experience the brutal journey of survival through a mythological Viking Iceland. But of course, this isn't just about the physical dangers, because the Senua series has a really stark take on mental health as well. As you may know, the series has some top of the line visuals, but it also has some truly immersive sound design, which I think is going to work excellently with the 3D audio on PS5. And now thanks to the Enhanced Edition, which is also PS5 Pro Enhanced, now you can experience the game with haptic feedback, enhanced photo mode, a developer commentary, and a new 60 FPS performance mode. Madden NFL 26 is taking nearly a decade's worth of real football player data, shoving it into an AI-powered machine learning system to deliver the most authentic and explosive gameplay experience in the series' history. That means player-specific traits, authentic playstyles, and adaptive counters mixed in with game-impacting systems like weather and team traditions. There's even dynamic halftime shows with Scott Hansen. Now, as you can expect from these yearly sports titles, you've got a coaching campaign, the tactical gameplay to immerse yourself in, an ultimate team mode to build up your dream team, authentic Madden presentation across the board, and even unique storylines, goals, and challenges with each new week of your career. If you're into your American football, it sounds like this is the one to check out. It's coming to PS4 and 5 August 14th. Finally exiting early access, Midnight Murder Club is making its full debut on PS5 on August 14th. So I sunk quite a few hours into this one a few months back with a group of friends, and it was a lot of fun, even if the main content isn't all that deep. Now basically the premise is killer hide and seek in the dark. You're going to sneak around pitch black maps where you do have the option to use torches, but doing so also highlights you and other players. It's got a great use of game chat, and there's actually a tactic to it all, which I really enjoyed. There's a wildcard mode too, where players can stack up gameplay modifiers, and these can really mix up the matches. I'll be keen to see how the game has evolved with its full release, but something really cool about this game is that one person can buy it and you can give a friend pass basically to 5 other players, so one purchase and your whole crew could be playing together, so it is worth checking out in that regard. Delta Force is making its way to PS5 on August 19th after being on PC for quite some time. Now this is a sort of Battlefield-like online shooter, and it's actually got a fairly beefy content offering if you're into this sort of stuff. There's an extraction, Tarkov-like mode, your regular multiplayer stuff, and even some single-player content like a mission inspired by the Battle of Mogadishu covered in the movie Black Hawk Down. Now this is a free-to-play shooter that promises a AAA experience without any pay-to-win elements. I've actually held off from playing this one until it launched on PS5, so I'm looking forward to give it a go because I've actually heard some good things about this one. From the creators of Journey, Abzu, and The Pathless, Sword of the Sea is a visually entrancing game that focuses on engaging movement. This time you're surfing the sandy plains and luscious waves on an ancient and powerful hover sword. It's got a kind of skate feel to it where you'll be catching air, grinding along chains and performing tricks off of half pipes, but all set in an ancient sandy world. As you flip and trick your way through the game's necropolis setting, you'll transform its sandy dunes into gorgeous oceans filled with all kinds of sea life. If you've played any of the developer Giant Squid's previous games, you know that these are very vibey experiences. Well, you can experience Sword of the Sea's vibe on August 19th, and it will also be available day one for PS Plus Extra and Premium subscribers. This is almost a weird one to say, but on August 26th, Gears of War is coming to PS5. Gears of War Reloaded is a remaster of the 2006 Xbox 360 classic, and alongside Hellblade 2 is the latest of Microsoft's former exclusives to make their way to Sony's consoles. This latest has some reworked 4K visuals so you can play through the iconic campaign all over again or for the first time. It really is recommended for those of you that maybe haven't played it before. But what's more exciting for most long-term fans is that the full multiplayer will also be included in this remaster, so you can tear up those online lobbies like you're a teenager all over again. People have been waiting on this one for quite some time. On August 28th, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater will launch on PS5, bringing this iconic prequel to modern consoles for the first time. It's been 20 years since Kojima's stealth classic launched, and depending on who you ask, this is the best entry in the Metal Gear franchise. There are some concerns over whether the game will keep its Kojima quirkiness, let's say, with the project being tackled by Konami without Kojima, of course, because he's went off and started his own development company and the Death Stranding franchise. But early clips and trailers seem to showcase a fairly faithful remake. And not to mention, it's proving to be quite the technical showcase with some top of the line visuals. It's definitely one you should be keeping an eye out for this month. The day after Metal Gear Solid Delta, we have Lost Souls Aside, an action-packed fantasy RPG filled to the brim with flashy combat, quite akin to Devil May Cry or even Final Fantasy XVI. It's your typical case of someone dear to you to save, which also coincides with you saving the entire world. It's trying to impress with its expansive backdrops and varied enemies, but combat is going to be the make or break for this release. It looks like there are a lot of moves and skills to be used to keep combat fresh, and the enemies do seem to be presenting a decent wee challenge. I suppose we'll know for sure when the game drops on PS5 August 29th. Shinobi Art of Vengeance is one of Sega's legacy franchises to get the modern revival treatment. Coming to both PS5 and PS4 on August 29th, Art of Vengeance is a 2D side-scrolling slasher said to be inspired by series classics like The Revenge of the Shinobi and Shinobi 3, whilst treading that fine balance of being respectful to the past while upholding modern standards. It's keeping that classic narrative through line with Joe Musashi being struck by tragedy at the beginning of the game and setting off on a quest for, you guessed it, vengeance. It's a level-based game in true Shinobi fashion, but players will earn new skills and discover hidden routes that basically allow for multiple playthroughs of each level. It just looks like classic side-scrolling fun. So those are 10 games heading to PS5 in the month of August. Do let me know which game you are most looking forward to down in the comments below. I have to say it's probably Gears of War for me at this point. It would have been Dying Light the Beast, but that game was recently delayed into September. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found the video useful. Remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.